You know that somebody always needs to step in when Alan's not here, because he's always my person who says if everything is on and working and moving. All right, so today we are going to use what we learned from yesterday's dividing lesson with zeros and patterns, and we're going to estimate. So you're going to see a problem today that looks a little bit more complicated, but we're going to change that using compatible numbers and our estimation skills to find about the right answer, or close to the right answer. Who can remind me why we estimate? What's the reason for estimating? Sam?
So that we get, so that we at least know like the area of what the answer is.
Okay, we want to get close. Why else? It's my favorite reason. Kaden? To make things easier. I'm all about easy, right? How can we use compatible numbers to estimate quotients? Let's think about this question during the lesson. So this lady Betty, she made $159 just by selling 75 bracelets. Now each bracelet costs the same, so about how much did she charge for each bracelet? First of all, what operation are we going to use to solve this problem, Cole? We're going to use division. We'll divide. So we know how much she made, and we know how many bracelets she made. That's the information we know. So about how much means we can use an estimate or some compatible numbers. So here is our original problem. But what we want to do is we want to think to ourselves, well, I can either change the divisor, or I can change the the dividend, or I can change both to make them easier to do in my head. Now, is 75 an easy number to work with in your head? For some, maybe. For others, maybe not so much. What is 75 fairly close to, Dathan? I think that's kind of far away. We want to stick with a multiple of 10. What's the nearest multiple of 10, Aiden?
There's 2.
Okay, which one would you like to go with?
70.
70, okay. Sure, we could change this to 70. Yep, we could. Or we could change it. What was your other option, Aiden?
80.
Or we could change it to 80. Sure. So let's do that. Let's try to make some changes here. We can change the 75 to 80, and we can change this. Is super close to 160. Now can we do that problem in our head? Totally. Easy to do in our head. Now we could have also went the other way, and we could have changed the 75 to a 70. Now what I like to do is I like to cover up so that I have a basic fact. Is 15 divided by 7 a basic fact? No, but what is? That's really close. 14. So I could change this to 14 with a 0, and now I have another easy problem to solve in my head. Either of these would be okay to use. Today, your answer may not be the same as the person sitting next to you, and that's okay. That's why we call it estimating. It's not always an exact answer. There's not the same answer. Okay, so we're going to do some of these together here and see if we can come up with a good plan. All right, I'm going to cover up the 2 and the 7. Do I have a basic fact, Sky? Is this a basic fact? Yeah, it is. So what I can do is I can leave it, except I'll turn my covered up numbers to zeros, and I can do this one in my head. America, what would be my answer? Well, what did we do yesterday? Remember? We want to get this by itself, our divisor by itself, and if we cross out 1 in the divisor, we have to cross out 1 in the dividend, so you're right, it's just 7. 7 times 40 is 280. That's a good way to check yourself, right, Brendan? Right, Brendan? Okay. How about this one? Well, 11 is really close to what? Yeah. 11's really close to 10. Now, what would I change that to? I could change, yep, I'm covering up the 0, so I can change the 32 to a 30, put my 0 back in. Can I do that in my head? Well, let's let go of our 0 here and 1 here. What's 30 divided by 1? Sometimes I think you guys just are nervous about giving a wrong answer. It's okay to give a wrong answer. That's how we learn. Okay, I'm going to cover up the 2. I'm going to cover up the 8. Now I have 20 divided by 7. Is that a basic fact? Nope, it's not. But what is? 21 divided by 7. Okay, so now I can put in my 0 here, my 0 here. Who knows the answer to that in their head? Alexis? 3. Good girl. There we go. We're going to try a couple more, and then it'll be time for you guys to solve some on your own. Okay, cover up the 2 in my divisor, cover up the 4 in my dividend. 55 divided by 6. That's not a basic fact, but is there something close? 54? 54 divided by 6? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, if this would have been, if this divisor 62, if that would have been a 68, would you still change it to 60? Probably not. Probably not. So you want to look at this first and think, should I be at above or below this time? A little tougher. Well, right off the bat, I don't want to cover anything up yet because I think I should change my divisor. And yep, Daria says make it 60. Okay, this time I'm going to cover up 2 numbers in my dividend, 1 number in my divisor. Is this a basic fact? Yeah, heck yeah. 12 divided by 6. I had 2 numbers that I covered up. A little harder this time. Aaron? 20. I took this 0 off, took a 0 off here, and I'm left with 20. To check myself, what do I do? Kiara, what do I do to check and make sure 20 is the right answer? Multiply 20 times 60, and I should get 1,200. Good work. Okay, I'd like you guys to grab your iPad. Sure.